All right, we're going to look at taking a fraction and dividing it by a whole number. So a question would look like, how much would be in each group if you started with 1/2 and then made 3 groups out of it? So we started by drawing a half, and then we're going to cut it into 3 groups and then decide how much that is, what fraction of the full thing would be in each group. All right, so if we were to write this question out, it would be starting with 1/2, and we are dividing by 3, and we're going to see what we can get. So the first number is what we're starting with. The second number is how many groups, and the answer is going to be what's in each group. So if we're starting with a half, that's the only thing we can focus on right now is what we have shaded here. So I'm going to forget about the rest of it for now. And then my job is to take this shaded part and split it into 3 groups. So I'm going to do that now. All right, once I have my 3 groups here, I can then decide which group I'm going to look at. So if I take a look at the top group right here, this is what's going to be considered group 1. And then my job to get an answer for this is, what fraction of the whole thing is this amount? So we have to go back again and look at the full thing, 1/2. If I was to label that, I would pretend, okay, how many pieces this size does it take to make the full thing? So I only have 1 of them, so my numerator is 1. And if I was to try and fill the whole thing up with pieces that size, it looks like it would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So my answer is 1/6. If I had 1/2, I split it into 3 groups, I would have 1/6 in each group. For the second question we're going to look at, it's asking us how much would be in each group if we started with 2/3 and split it into 4 groups. Okay, so if we take a look at the 2/3 that we have drawn here, and we're going to focus in on just the shaded part, and we're going to split it into 4 groups. Now, depending on how you see this question when you start looking at the shaded part, some people might think, oh, I already have 2 pieces. I can just split this piece in half this way and this piece in half this way. And then all of a sudden you've got the 4 pieces that you're looking for, figure out how much each one is worth in comparison to the whole thing, and you're done. If you want kind of a consistent way, that, if you don't see that right off the bat, you can keep it with the same method that we used last time, where if you made your thirds going vertical, you can make your 4 groups going horizontal. So if I'm going to make 4 groups, I'm going to try and cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut each of those in half this way. And that should make 4 sections. And then now I need to figure out what is each of these sections worth. Now, I have to include, in this case, I've cut it into 2 pieces. I have to include both pieces in my answer. So if I, once again, remember, okay, that's part of a full thing here, and I'm going to now realize, okay, if I extend these cuts here, I have 2 pieces this time. So my question would have been, what is 2/3 divided by 4? And this time in my answer, I have 2 pieces. And in the full thing, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would have 2/12. Now that can be simplified. The numerator and the denominator, if you divide them both by 2, you would get 1/6. If you had have done the divisions vertically, you would have ended up with 1/6 right away in the previous method.